Dennis, I guess just initially when you heard about Mike Leach's, I don't want to call it a rant, but it kind of was last night. Were you surprised that he said it because of what you know about Mike Leach, and then were you surprised the way it was presented?
I was surprised that he said it publicly. He's not saying anything that other Cougar coaches haven't said. He's not saying anything that other administrators haven't said at that university. And the administrators have said not necessarily just football players, but students in general. There's a feeling on that campus that the police are looking for things that are involving college students at Washington State University. I think he was very calculated. He was very careful. Mike Leach has a tendency to go off the cuff. That's what everybody loves about Mike. Mike read this from a written statement. He had a piece of paper. So that's the lawyer in him saying, you know what, I don't trust myself. I'm going to make this statement. I thought it was unusual in the way he did it as opposed to going through channels. But we know Mike, he doesn't go through channels. When he has something on his mind, he speaks his mind. So I was a little surprised he did it that way, but not really knowing Mike, you know, as well as we do know, because he's a hard guy to get to know.
When you think about it, like now it's making headlines. ESPN posted an article about it this morning. Everybody in Seattle's got a take on it, obviously. Even people in our newsroom who don't follow WSU closely are shocked that the accusation has been made. But people in Eastern Washington who have been here for a long time or went to WSU are not really disagreeing with what he said.
No, and I think the other thing is if you talk to anybody who's gone to Washington State 4 or 5 years or however long they went, they all have a police story. They all have a story of, I don't know why I got pulled over. I don't know why the police came to me. You know, Mike said they're targeting football players. Well, I think you live in a fishbowl. If you're a football player at Washington State, if you're a basketball player at Gonzaga, if you're an athlete in a small community that sticks out, okay, you're tall, you're big, you're large, people know who you are, yeah, sure, they're going to do it. Wherever this ends up, athletes have to realize you got to take the good with the bad. And if somebody's going to pat you on the back one day for making a game-winning shot or throwing a touchdown, you've got to be careful, because there are people out there, for everyone who wants to pat you on the back, there's people who want to tear you down.
And it's not going to change if you make it to the professional level.
No, absolutely not. I mean, you have more income. You can isolate yourself better than a college student can, but it's still going to be the same thing. It's a feeling on that campus that I think a lot of people don't want to talk about or don't want to talk about publicly, but it's a feeling a lot of people have. I've had coaches before at Washington State tell me this, but it's off the record. This is my feeling. This is my concern.
No. Do you think this has legs? Do you think this goes anywhere, or this is kind of part of the pregame, week of game kind of cycle that's going to come and go?
No, I don't think this has anything to do with. Getting a team ready for a football game, trying to fire up a team. This is a coach who's concerned that he feels that the players on his football team, now, did they do this? Yes, but I think he's concerned that it's only one side. Now, what about, as they say, it takes two to tango. It takes two to dance. What about the other dance partner? I think that's Mike Leach, and I think he's trying to not only make people aware of this, but I think he's also trying to deflect some criticism from his program at this point in time, because they've had an unfortunate run of incidents right now.
But this isn't Miami football in the 90s. I mean, that's the way people are reacting, like, oh my gosh, they've run amok, and this is some trend of thugs that they've recruited. It's, to me, I mean, that's more of an opinion, but to me, we're not there at this point.
No, but I mean, there you can go on and find studies. They've had a higher rate of guys being arrested or guys being charged or guys being, however your definition of being in trouble with the law, than a lot of programs have had. So I don't think it is, but I think people are going, well, this shouldn't happen here. We're not Miami. Miami is, yeah, Miami. Someplace else, this doesn't happen here. But I think a lot of places are going to say that if this happens. Hey, we're not that school or we're not this school. This doesn't happen here.
Anything else? What are we missing?
I will be interested to see where it goes. I'll be interested to see if the university president picks this up and run with it. I'll be interested to see if administration picks this up and run with it. I'll be interested if the police department reaches out to Mike Leach and says, you know what, Mike, when the season's over, because he's not going to do it in the season, we need to sit down and talk about this. We'll bring you our concerns, you bring us your concerns, and let's try and figure this out. But in the past, the police department in Pullman has not been very cooperative in trying to be proactive in saying, what are we doing wrong? They're always saying, you're wrong.